I have cystic fibrosis. I was diagnosed when I was 11 months old, and at the time of making this video, I'm 37. And although more and more people are learning what cystic fibrosis is, there are still so many that have the question, what is cystic fibrosis? So let me tell you, not the textbook version, but your friendly gal next door one. CF is a genetic disease you're born with. It's not contagious, you can't catch it from me, I promise. And it's progressive, meaning it changes, and honestly, it tends to get harder over time. Here's how it works. There's a gene in everyone's body called CFTR. That gene is responsible for a protein that controls how salt and fluid move in and out of your cells. In people with CF like me, that gene has a mutation, and the protein either does not work right or does not get made at all. When that happens, instead of producing thin, slippery mucus, our bodies make thick, sticky mucus, and that mucus causes problems pretty much everywhere it goes. Those who hear of CF mostly think it's a lung disease, and yes, the lungs take a lot of the hit. That thick mucus clogs the airways and traps bacteria, which leads to chronic infections and inflammation, and over time, serious damage. Respiratory failure is actually one of the leading causes of death in CF warriors. But here's what people don't realize. It's not just the lungs. It's in the pancreas, and the same mucus blocks the enzymes your body needs to digest food. A lot of us can't absorb nutrients properly, which means taking digest enzymes with every single meal, every snack, every time for life. It also affects the liver, the sinuses, the reproductive system, and for about 40 to 50% of adults with CF, it causes CF-related diabetes, which is its own thing, different from type 1 and type 2. For a baby to be born with CF, both parents have to carry a mutation in that CFTR gene. Each parent passes one copy. 2 mutated copies, that is what causes CF. And here's the thing, the parents usually have no idea. They don't have CF themselves. They're just carriers. So CF can genuinely show up in a family out of nowhere, like it did in mine. Today, every baby born in the US is screened for CF at birth. That's a big deal. The earlier treatment starts, the better. I was diagnosed at 11 months old, before newborn screening was standard everywhere. Things have changed a lot since then, and early diagnosis is one of the most important positive changes. For most of my life, managing CF meant managing your symptoms. Airway clearance, techniques breaking up the mucus and getting it out of your lungs, high-calorie nutrition to fight the fact that your body couldn't absorb food properly, antibiotics to fight the constant infections. And then things shifted. In 2019, a medication called Trikafta was FDA approved. It targets the broken CFTR protein directly, not just targeting the symptoms, but the actual root cause. For a lot of people with CF, it has genuinely changed things. Lung function improving, fewer hospitalizations, better quality of life. I received my first lung transplant in 2011, when CFTR modulators were in their trial stages. My story looks different because of that timing. I required a lung transplant, but oh my goodness, I'm so excited for the new generation growing up with Trikafta and literally having such a better quality of life than we could have ever imagined. Don't get me wrong, Trikafta is still not a cure, but it's pretty close. Because of Trikafta and other better therapies out there, CF is not just a childhood disease anymore. About 60% of people living with CF today are adults. I'm 37. I've reached adulthood because of my lung transplant. I saw my lung function drop from 56% in 2007 to 28% in 2011 when I got my lung transplant at 22 years old. A living-related lobar transplant, which means 2 living donors each gave me a lobe of one of their lungs. There's more to share about that in another video. And a lung transplant isn't a cure for CF either. CF is genetic, so every cell in my body still carries the mutation. I got new lungs, but the disease didn't leave my body when they took out my original set. CF kept doing what it does. My sinuses still get infected and then drip down into my lungs, causing bad lung infections. My body still has trouble gaining weight when I have a bad lung infection. So right now, I have a feeding tube. Because of recent events, it was in my best interest to get a trach for the time being. And I'm back on the lung transplant list, hoping for another chance at new lungs. If you have CF, if you're waiting on a transplant, if someone you love is navigating all of this, you're not alone. This is what this channel is for. If this was helpful, share it. The more people who understand what CF actually is, the better it is. Leave a comment. Did you find this video helpful? Did you learn something new? I want to know. Like this video, and I'll see you later. Bye!